Good morning and happy Groundhog Day. It is February 2nd, Sunday morning, and we are looking like we are going to get a 5-day snowstorm. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Cece. My husband Kirk and I homestead in the big, beautiful state of Montana, and it has already started snowing this Sunday morning. As you guys can see, we still have quite a bit of snow laying around from some past snowfalls that we've had. It got pretty dried off here, but the yard, our front lawn, still has quite a bit of snow on it. And I want to show you guys where I am planning on taking measurements if I don't fall down the steps as I walk out here. It is also supposed to get fairly cold. It's a little hard to see. What is that saying? It's saying it's about 10 degrees right now. I was out here earlier with Kirk and it was much, much warmer. So the temperature is starting to drop pretty quickly. We could very well see single digits for a good chunk of this snowstorm. I believe they are predicting close to 16 inches total. We shall see. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. This green bin is where we keep our chicken feed for whenever we raise meat chickens here in the shed. So this was completely cleared off yesterday. Let's see if I can fall down in the snow. And you can see there's just, there's barely anything on there. So this is where I will come out and measure, and we'll just watch the snow pile up on that. Okay, it is now Sunday evening. We were supposed to get 3 inches during the day. I got a ruler here. We're gonna go measure some snow, see if we got 3 or what we got. It is definitely putting it down. My son did quite a bit of shoveling. Can't even tell. I just filled it completely in already. All right, here's my 3. Let's see what we got here. Let me see if I can set you up a little differently. All right, let's go see. Right here is the 3-inch mark. Right on 3 inches, which kind of surprises me because sometimes they are totally off on their guesses. It is supposed to snow 4 inches overnight, so I will come out sometime when it is daylight. We will measure how much we get overnight. It's almost 5:30, so it's soon going to be starting to get dark. But yeah, you can see it's definitely putting it down. It is Monday morning. I just came in from getting a whole bunch of wood to burn for the day, so I'm a little bit out of breath, but I'm like, while I'm dressed up, let's go measure some snow. We should be at about 4 inch. We were supposed to get 4 inches last night, which brings our total up to 7. Personally, I think it looks way more than 7 out there, so let's go take a look. Here we are this morning. It is cold. Let's see if we can get a better look over here. You can definitely see the snowflakes a lot more today. They are bigger. All right, now to go get a workout to go walk over here. The lights in the barn are on because Kirk is up there doing the morning chores. Here's where we're going to measure. Let's get set up. Let's go see. This is the 7-inch mark. We're more at like 6.5. It looks a lot more than that, but I think today we're supposed to get another 3 to 4 again, and it's not supposed to get very warm. It's probably going to stay close to 0 all day. But yeah. It is about 7:15 in the morning, so I will come out again either this afternoon or this evening. For this evening for sure, to measure. I may just show you guys a little bit more what it looks like when it's more daylight, but it does not look like it's gonna let up anytime soon. Okay, it is about 3 o'clock Monday afternoon. It has been snowing all day. However, I did see they kind of decreased the amount of snow that we're supposed to get. Originally, they said it was supposed to kind of taper off tonight, and then we'd have about only like an inch or two for the next 24 hours, and then like Wednesday we were supposed to get additional snow. Now it looks like we probably won't get any more additional snow on Wednesday. Everything will kind of just slowly taper off throughout the night. But I'm gonna show you guys what it looks out there because it's a lot of snow. Okay, Kirk has been plowing snow for the last, I don't know, maybe hour or two. And let's see what the temperature is looking like. We are still below 0. I don't think it's gone up at all. Still very much so snowing. You can see kind of on the roof lines how much we've been getting. Yeah, everything is just white. And I don't know why, but there's just something so incredibly peaceful about watching the snow fall with those huge pine trees in the background. It is harder to see the snow from this angle just because the house and the trees kind of protect it a little bit more compared to looking straight west out of the barn, like out to the barn. But it's very peaceful. We currently have the wood stove going continuously, very warm. I put some leftover chili on the wood stove just to heat it up for lunch. And we're just staying warm and cozy the best we can. And I'll go measure snow probably about 5 o'clock this afternoon. All right, it is that time. Let's go measure some snow. First up, it is -10. It's almost 5 o'clock in the evening. It is still very, very much so snowing. Kirk and the kids went up to the barn to do evening chores. And now, right there. That's where I gotta walk to measure some snow. Alright, the snowbank in front of that is pretty deep, so we'll see. I believe it was 6.5 inches this morning when I measured it, so let's go see what we're at. It's looking like 11. Some places not so much, some other places a little bit more. We did get a little bit of a breeze last evening, so the front may not be quite as full as the back. Yeah, I'm gonna call it 11. They are saying another 2 inches tonight. But if it continues to snow like it has all day, yeah, we're gonna have a lot more than just 2 overnight. It has not calmed down at all today, so it's cold. I'm gonna go back in. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, February 4th. It was about -10 last evening, late afternoon. And I'm pretty sure it got colder than that before we went to bed because this old door in our house, you can see the ice is building up. Before I went to bed last night, the ice was clear up at the top and it was very thick. Now this morning, I checked it as soon as I could see and it looks like it's at -10, so I'm guessing it actually like warmed up a little bit, hence why the ice is not clear to the door. But let's go get an accurate temperature reading and measure the snow. I'm gonna have to bring a tape measure this time because I am guessing my ruler will go all the way down through. So I don't want to be cold today, so I dressed warm. My shoulder yesterday, I think when I was hauling some wood in, I pulled a little something. So I'm just going to dress extra warm today. Okay. Yep, we are still at -10 this morning. I see just 1 or 2 snowflakes hitting my face, but it's pretty much done snowing. Kirk always starts the side by side before he has to go to work in the morning. Here's where we are going to find out what we're looking at. I can see the ripple in it, so we must be getting a little bit of wind. So I'm going to measure a few places because it's still only saying 11 inches, and I know it snowed a lot more last evening after that. Well, I shouldn't say a lot more, but definitely snowed more. That's saying 10. It's even less. Okay, I can't get an accurate reading. The best I can get is 11 inches, and that's exactly what we had last evening at 5 o'clock. Okay, I don't know. It's hard to find an actual place that the wind doesn't ever hit, so I'm gonna say we're probably close to that 12. We probably got 12 to 13 inches out of this total. I did see a few places in town had said they were getting like 18 inches, which isn't completely unusual. Around here, it can vary from mile to mile how much snow we get. So I haven't seen anybody saying that they've been getting it as cold as we have, though. Even my parents, who normally get a lot colder than us, was not that cold. However, this morning that could be completely different. They could have really froze out this morning. So yeah, this is pretty much the end of it as far as I know. I'll take you guys along into town tomorrow with me so you guys can see what the roads look like, just because we live on 8 miles of dirt road, and sometimes they plow it really nice and sometimes they don't. Most times they don't. And they don't plow roads in town, you just drive it under. So I'll take you guys in town tomorrow if I can get there, provided the wind does not come. If the wind comes, I'm gonna cancel my appointment tomorrow and just not go. So when you have this much fluff on top, even just a 20-mile-an-hour breeze will move snow like crazy. So anyways, we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is Wednesday morning. I need to make a quick trip to town for my driver's license renewal. It's my birthday, so gotta get the driver's license renewed. Kirk brushed the car off for me, but I went out to try to go start it, and I cannot get the doors open at all. They are frozen shut. So I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea, but I gotta get the car started. So I took a bucket of warm water, and I'm gonna go out there and kind of pour it on top of the car and see if I can get that door to release that I can start it, and then hopefully the car will stay warm enough that it won't freeze again. It is still right around 0 degrees out there, so let's go see if this works. Here we go. Worked. doesn't look super great. I'm just gonna keep it in 4-wheel drive. It looks like it's a sheet of ice. And I have about 4 miles to drive on this. And I'm probably not gonna go much more than about 40. If that. The speed limit is 70. So this is why you just figure on a lot of extra time whenever you need to go anywhere in the winter. I believe in a previous clip I had said that our town does not plow the streets. Well, I stand corrected. They do. I'm not sure when this started, but this is nice. They actually have it plowed. Okay, I'm driving home. Sun is starting to try to peek out. Never leave home without your sunglasses when it's snowy. And you would never know way out there in the distance underneath all those clouds are some giant mountains. Looks like it's also trying to snow. Can't figure out if it's snowing or if the wind is blowing, but it is time to get home. Okay, it is snowing again. You guys, like, it's hard to see. Just gonna kind of give you guys a pan view. Can't even hardly see through my lens here. Just parked here on the county road. But this is why it gets hard to drive in the winter. Not necessarily because the roads aren't plowed, it's because it's so hard to see. Especially if you get a little bit of snow in the air. It can just be really hard, and there is wide open spaces. That is the road home. I got about 2.5 more miles yet, and then I'll be home. Hey, you guys, this is what I'm talking about. Flat light. Like, I literally cannot see. I'm just going by instinct and just going by knowing the road. There we go. All right, here's our turn. Here's our lane. Okay. Now, if it wants to snow and blow and do whatever it needs to do, it can do that. I do feel bad for Kirk having to go up and take care of animals every single day, not just on our homestead, but also his job, because he is a ranch hand. But at least I know that the kids are safe, because we will be at home, and we will be at home for the next several days. And
did you put the onion?
Here's home. I've been home for, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes. And it is just snowing like crazy again. We were only supposed to get an inch, but we'll see. Well, the wind has showed up. We're pretty protected right here, but if you look out there on that hill, you just see the snow moving. So the last I saw, they were calling for gusts of 40 tonight, which is not that big of a deal for us. We're used to gusty winds. But when you have a fresh snow like that, it just makes everything just a lot harder to deal with. Sounds like the interstate is closed. It's just gonna be kind of miserable for the next 24 to 48 hours. Kids don't care that it's snowing and blowing. It did quit snowing. I mean, we got blue sky. Out for milking. It is Thursday, February 6th. Yesterday I had showed that the wind was starting to come up and that we were kind of prepared for it to get kind of ugly. Luckily, the wind did not come up as bad as we thought. at least right here where we are, because we're fairly, at least our house is fairly protected. This goes all along the backside of our house, and this is the direction that the wind normally blows. So right here in our little yard, we do not often get a lot of moving snow. So it's kind of hard for us to tell sometimes exactly how much snow has been moved around. When Kurt goes up the road to work and he has to get in the tractor and feed the cows, that's when he sees it a lot more. He said this morning, one of the places he was actually concerned about, the wind had actually worked in his favor and had cleared the snow away. So that wasn't too bad. However, between tonight and tomorrow, we are scheduled to get another 6 inches of snow. So it is just very lightly starting to snow now. And as you can see, we have a lot of snow still. Okay? And so I will show you guys sometime tomorrow what another 6 inches looks like on top of this. You probably won't even be able to tell, because when you just get snow piled on top of snow and piled on top of snow, you kind of just lose all track of measurements and it doesn't really matter anymore. But I am going to show you some of the roof lines so you kind of get an idea what more snow tomorrow is going to look like. Good morning, guys. It is Friday morning. It is an absolute mess out there. Remember just like the last clip, I was telling you guys about how normally we are protected from the wind because of that whole row of trees behind our house. Typically the wind comes from like the south, and then, you know, the snow either comes straight down or kind of from the south. Last night, it is coming from the opposite direction. It is coming in from the north. It is 0 degrees. There is a breeze coming, so the snow is coming in sideways. And so we have pretty much built everything around here with the idea that the snow and the wind comes from this direction. So for it to change directions on us, which it does from you know, every now and then. But I have no idea how much snow we have out there. It is still snowing. There are drifts everywhere. Kirk has to plow snow just to be able to get a hay bale in for our critters, so I will show you guys that. It is back to being 0, which means with this breeze, it is cold out there. He works up the road with his brother, and his brother decided to try to take a trip down the road just a little bit to see if his children and his wife can get to town. And he got maybe a quarter mile down the road, and he's like, I have no idea where the road is. I have no idea. And he has lived up there for probably close to 15, 17 plus years. And so for him to not know where the road is, you know, it's pretty bad. No, it's pretty bad. So I'm gonna just take you to the back door and let you guys look out. I may open the door just so you guys can kind of, I know you're sitting in front of the screen and can't see it, but you might be able to like visually understand a little bit more what kind of a mess we're in for this morning. Okay, this is typically here where I go to get wood. I'm gonna have to figure out how to go get some wood. And yep, we are at 0. You can see the way the snow blew because you can see everything's piling up at this end. You can't even hardly tell where the cab of the pickup is versus where the hood is. He is getting the pallet forks on the skid steer so he can get a hay bale out of the barn. It's hard to see, but he did plow a little bit so he can go over there to the feeder. I don't know if he's going to go to work. I don't know if he's going to try. It is about a mile up the road, which doesn't sound that much, but like I said, these guys were born and raised in this area. They are very, very familiar with the road. And if these guys can't even tell where the road is, it's kind of a bad day. Oh, it's cold. Every single winter I say we're going to replace this door because it doesn't seal very good, because every winter we get snow in and every summer we forget. Even though my husband was born and raised in Montana, the older he gets, and the fact that he is a ranch hand and has to be out in the weather like this, he really despises winter. I kind of feel sorry for him. He's up there probably muttering under his breath because he couldn't even get his Leatherman back in his holder very well. He's taking the net wrap off right now, which kind of is, when it comes out of the baler, they wrap it so it stays nice and wrapped.
Mine's house. Do you want to snow power refrigerator that me bring up? Oh, you could use for skill.
Normally I don't really worry about the power going out just because where we are, I don't know what, but we rarely get power outages. However, this morning I swear the lights have flickered twice. So as a precaution, I may go ahead fill just like a camping cooler with water just in case it does. We do have the hand pump out there that we could go get water if we need to, if the power goes out, but that's going to be just miserable. So we burn mostly wood and that propane heater in the kitchen, so we will have heat even if the power goes out. And if the power goes out, I will just make food on the wood stove. And everything else we're not too worried about because it'll probably be something fairly temporarily short term. Okay, it's a little hard to show you guys the actual like storm that's happening outside right now because we live in our own little tiny corner of the world. But just to give you an idea of how much this is wreaking havoc, they have closed the interstate for about 100 miles. We're about in the middle of that. And so they have closed it for almost 120 miles. Pretty unusual for them to close that much of the intersection or the interstate. Sometimes they will close, 20 miles at a time, 50 miles at a time. But for them to go ahead, just make a sweeping, like 100 plus miles, it's bad. The county has also declared emergency travel only. Kirk did make it up to work today. And both him and his brother are in 2 different tractors, and they are taking 2 tractors to go feed the cows. I am assuming one of them is driving the tractor in front and plowing it out, so the tractor pulling the hay wagon is behind and they can actually get to the cows. So I gave him kind of a stern warning when he left this morning. I said, do not do anything stupid. And he's like, I don't ever do anything stupid. And I'm like, you do some really risky things sometimes. And he's like, well, animals need to be fed. I said, I understand that. But that herd of cows aren't going to take care of me and the kids if something happened to you. He's like, I'll be fine. So it just makes everything a little bit more challenging. I really wish I could figure out a way to get some kind of measurements of snow. To give you an idea, we were supposed to get 2 to 3 inches last night and 5 inches today. And so we are probably only about halfway through the storm. And this one came a lot more like intense, a lot of snow all at once compared to the one earlier this week where it was Sunday through Tuesday. This one is in a 24-hour period that we are scheduled to get, 8 inches of snow or so, where the Sunday through Tuesday we were getting like 13 inches of snow or something. It just makes it very hard when you have 13 inches of snow, add another 10 inches of snow on top of that, plus it's coming down sideways. So it's a doozy of a one this time. We got hit with winter hard this week. Well, Kirk made it home for lunch, but he had to bring the work tractor home. has a big blade on the front. So he's just gonna go ahead, clear us out a little bit, and then he is going to have to head back up for work. I did look, this storm looks like by this evening it will be pretty much done. It's snowing pretty decently out there right now. The tractor moves a lot more snow at one time than the skid steer, that's for sure. It is almost 4 o'clock. The sun is trying to peek through. The snow has quit. Storm is done. We are not scheduled to get any more snow until I think the beginning of the week. There's a small chance of it. Who knows? That may end up producing something big. It may just be, you know, flurries here and there. But like I said, I have absolutely no idea how much snow is out there right now because it just blew. So I'll do just a real quick pan view, and wanted to say thanks for following along, and hope you guys enjoyed seeing what a week of crazy Montana weather can do. Thanks for watching.